Hello, Teacher Christy back again for tips of the day. And one of the tips of the day that I keep hearing in the forum, and I think all of you have heard it, probably experienced it, and read about it. How do we deal with firemen? How do we deal with firemen? They are both our heroes and our villains. And depending on the day, they have saved our life and saved the day, or they have destroyed our entire working career and our bonus and our life is over. My experience is that how you deal with the firemen make 180% difference in how the firemen deal with you. How you communicate to them not only gets you a better response, it also gets you more favorable finish types. Because there are some tips that really, if we use and we understand and we approach it in a proactive way, my experience is you're going to get a lot farther. And I've had experience both doing it the way that I'm going to suggest to you and doing it from a place of frustration and irritation, and it doesn't go well when you do that. It usually results in a teacher IT that would have maybe otherwise been a system problem. It usually results in not going well. So I'll give you a couple tips about firemen. Fireman number one, I will tell you that there aren't that many of them. There are like 50 of them. Maybe there are more now, but not very many. They will know who you are. They know who you are. If you have teach any number of classes, they're gonna know who you are. So my biggest thing is be nice, because they're gonna know who you are. Like any of us, if you've had a positive experience with a teacher, if you know this teacher is on top of things, if this teacher is receptive, if this teacher has really worked with you in the past, they're much more likely to work with you in a positive, proactive way. That's a fact. The same is true of us. If we knew which fireman was there and we've had that fireman before, we're going to be a lot more patient, a lot more proactive. We're going to have a lot better of experience. That's just how that goes. So make sure that you are being nice, because they're going to remember you. The second thing to be nice, most firemen speak fairly limited English. They speak enough English to get by, and I think they use probably translating programs for the chat boxes, but English is not their first language, and their English is not stellar. So when we explain long, complicated, drawn-out reasons why this is really not our fault in English, it's not helpful. Imagine them sending us that shit in Chinese. We'd be like, what do you want? We would give you a teacher IT too. So understanding that, do what we do with our students, which is simplify, simplify, simplify. Make sure that you are specific. So today I had a student that had terrible audio, and he just needed headphones. And so I put bad echo, cannot understand student. Student needs headphones. Be specific. I don't go into, I really can't hear him, he's mumbling, it's bad, we need to, no. Student needs headphones. So specifically state what it is that you want this person to do. If there are things that I can provide in advance, for example, if there's an audio check, if there's an IT, if there's connection, if there's anything that I can provide data for, I'm gonna send that fireman a screenshot. Here's my connection speed. Here is my sound check. Here is whatever data I can find for what's going on. I'm going to provide that for him in advance. So he sees, hey, I have that data. Maybe it's not you. I get very, very good luck with that when I'm proactive about it. I also, if I think I know what's wrong, will tell them. I'll tell them, student is unplugging the cord. Student is, student needs this. Or I will say, this is a regular. The student is in a different room. Student needs to move to a different room. So you give them as much information in advance as you can. It's really going to help them not only not have unfavorable finish types for you, but just not have unfavorable finish types. You're going to probably have to do this a couple times, because a lot of times what they'll do is reset the classroom and say, okay now. Well, we can kind of relate to that. That's called efficiency. We do what works a lot of times and then hope for the best. You need to say no. And you need to say clearly, no, not okay. Again, restate what you need. I need the student to have headphones. I need the sound to work, right? What it is that you need. And be persistent. I generally have to be persistent on what the problem is. Student's headphone doesn't work. And I'll just continue to say that. Students' headphones don't work. Really providing whatever information you can. And then there are times when, like with the headphone issue, when students are really bad that it's incredibly painful, I won't teach. So I'll say, this is incredibly painful. student needs headphones. He'll come back with better now, and no, not better now, student needs headphones. Generally I get, well, student doesn't have headphones. I'll say, please call parents and ask for headphones. And you tell them what you want. I want you to call the parents and solve this problem. You can do this with behavior problems too. Please contact the parents. And when I do that, I get very good luck. The fireman always contacts the parents, and we always have a good experience, and I've gotten what I wanted. So you really want to be clear and persistent about what you want. And make sure that you describe it well. Because the student, if they are describing the fireman at all, is probably very confused and not making a lot of sense. And you just need to be very clear. Then what I always do is I say, thank you, firemen. It's great now. We appreciate you. Whether they fix my problem or not, always going to be saying thank you. Always going to be saying great job. Always going to tell them that we appreciate them, because they get the bad end of all sticks. We think we get blamed for everything. The firemen get blamed for everything by everyone. So always constantly reinforcing them being nice. We always appreciate the roses. That's like a big thing. You're like, the firemen send me roses. Make sure you're doing the same thing. And if I can, I'll get the kid to say thank you, just because it's cute. Because we want those firemen to feel engaged, and we want them to feel good about having helped us. So like, say thank you to the firemen, and they say thank you, firemen. These are some tips that have really helped me. Again, I generally have firemen that will go out of their way to help me. I don't get very many teacher IT problems. In fact, I haven't had teacher IT in 6 months. A lot of that is having changed my system, which you can find in another video too. Is having changed my system quite a bit. But it's also really having adopted a different approach to firemen. So I hope this helps. I hope you have wonderful fireman experiences and all your days are fire-free. I'll see you next time.